I'd like to begin just mirroring and echoing the thanks that have already been said by Carl and Malcolm today. I'm very happy that you've made it here to be a part of Carl and Jenny's special day, making it such a memorable day for them. For those of you who didn't pick up on it, my name's Chris, I'm Carl's younger brother, and better man. And contrary to the stories and lies you just heard, you'll find that I was an angelic child, always suffering Carl's outlandish behaviour. Before I progress any further, I'd just like to thank Carl on behalf of the bridesmaids, as is customary for the best man to do, for your kind words. So, I'd also like to thank the bridesmaids myself, Laura, Sally and Alexa, for doing one of perhaps the most critical things of the day so far, which was coaxing Jenny here this morning. I'm not quite sure what you said I was on, but I know Carl was very thankful. Indeed, the bridesmaids are only eclipsed by Jenny herself, who, as has been stated many times, is absolutely stunning. The dress is truly something to behold. Come, give you some fashion tips. It is nice to see you have your favourite stripy hoodie. It's in over 90% of your Facebook photos. So we'll be holding a little do in the groomsmen, so pick up a few things. Now, I could go with the usual how nice it was to be chosen as best man speech, but I prefer to keep this bit short and just say this. Carl truly has some incredible friends, and to be nominated as best man for such an awesome group of lads really is an honour. Thank you, Carl. And you guys who joined us on the stag do, you're all awesome. So thanks for helping me sort of weekend for Carl. I did, however, want to make sure I did my best man's duties justice. So naturally, my first port of call was to do some research and head over to Google. After about an hour or so, and I found some absolutely cracking material, I remembered that I was meant to look at the best man tips. I did, however, find some useful advice. The most useful of which was to make sure I had a few lines prepared for the day. I can say that after snorting them half hour ago, I feel so much better. So far today, from a best man's perspective, everything has gone absolutely fantastic. Starters managed to get Carl to arrive here not only on time, but also sober. The latter is actually more of an achievement than any of you may realise. But it's actually safe to say that Carl has a bit of a drinking problem. Now, I'm not talking about the frequency in which he drinks alcohol. Quite the opposite. It turns out that Carl's a bit of a lightweight. So we had a few glasses of champagne last night, and I was a bit on edge, but he'd be able to make it up with that being sick this morning. He is. So a few weekends ago, we learned that Carl does not enjoy heavy drinking. We were on his stag do, and to set the scene, we were playing in a poker tournament in a casino in Brighton. And just ordering in a few drinks, the barmaid, that's the one, was just coming around and we're just getting our next round of drinks. And to what I think was a communal horror, Carl ordered a cappuccino. In his defence, the cappuccino was actually free. And anyone who knows him well will not be surprised given Carl's keen eye for bargains. It's a credit to you there. It's safe to say that we've done better than Sambucas from the following night at least. So there was some alcohol that weekend for all those who were clearly worried. As is customary for a best man speech, I'd like to tell a few stories about the group so you can infer a bit about his personality, about the kind of guy that he is, or more so, the kind of guy that he used to be. I'd like to start with a few positive words about Carl. Carl is clever, handsome. Sorry, Carl, time to write saying. So I guess that leads me to explain some of Carl's finer attributes with some personal stories and some things I've also heard on the grapevine. I'd like to start with the attribute of romantic. It may surprise pretty much all of you here, but Carl is actually a bit romantic. A few years ago, while at university, Jenny and Carl were living together in the halls, and they've been together for a little bit, and I am told that Carl made a trail of rose petals from Jenny's door to his door, and then proceeded to knock on the door and and walk off and let Jenny follow the trail. Very sweet indeed. However, I'm also told that Jenny was extremely disappointed when she found out what door it led back to. So fair play. Another of Cole's supposed attributes is that he's a very generous man. I can actually vouch for this one personally. A few birthdays ago, I received a card in the post. I've been told beforehand that the main present was inside. Really looking forward to it. Open it up, right in the centre of the page, sells 8 is 50 pence a piece. So thank you for that. I'll be returning that as your wedding gift today. Carl was also dedicated and very hardworking. As probably most of you know, he's coming to the end of his PhD at Aberdeen University. And for better or for worse, gaining the title of Doctor. I think most of you mind, so that's a bit dangerous. But is it true that Cole's always been this hardworking and dedicated? Well, the short answer is yes. But you do not get an attendance record of 51% for an entire school year. Well, that's a hard graft. So, Cole, I say that your Skype tactics are clearly second to none. One of the last ones I have to say is that Carl is a very loving guy. And I'm so happy that Carl and Jenny share their love together. I'm of course talking about their love for tea. As any of you will know, they are addicted to the stuff. You can hear Carl confessing his deep affection for tea pretty much on a daily basis. I was counting the last couple of days, on average he consumes 7 cups in the first hour of waking up.
Granddad.
Something that Jenny might not know about Carl's loving side is that he had a love affair when he was a bit younger, in his school years. The love affair was with pretty much everyone here will know, a band called NSYNC. And put on the disc, on repeat, and sing very loudly in his room. But he also, later on, learned dance routines. If you ask him later, I can tell you he's more than happy to show all of you after the first dance. Fashionable. Don't know how that one got there. And the last virtue I'd like to talk about is the protector. It's safe to say that any good husband should protect their wife in everything they do. Now, I can proudly say that Cole is really well equipped to succeed in this. I'm not sure how many of you know, but Cole owns a small armoury. Over the years, he's had several BB guns, several air rifles, a set of throwing knives, a set of throwing stars, multiple slingshots, a bow and arrow, and I'm sure there's many other things which he does own which I've forgotten. Now, sadly, I can actually vouch for his skill in using these, as unsurprisingly, I've been on the receiving end. Thankfully, that wasn't from the bow and arrow, probably wouldn't be here linked to tap today. I'll set the scene. It was quite a few years back, and we were having a water fight in our back garden. Nice and friendly, and no heavy weaponry. And I was restocking my water balloons using the outside tap. So, at this point, I was bent over, and completely unprovoked, Cole shoots me with his BB gun, which have metal BBs in, right in the bum. And it hurt a lot. I did, however, get my revenge. I ran inside crying, and my mum here, Cole had to suffer the wrath of that. And then, as we heard earlier, I proceeded to throw his Super Nintendo out of the window onto the same concrete. I'm sure you can all agree that that's actually a justified act. One of my final duties as best man is to read some messages from people that couldn't be here today. I've got 2 messages to read. First of all, Cole is an avid sportsman, that's fair to say. And amongst the various sports he's played, he's been a member of Aspect United Football Club for many years on and off. When asked to sum up his performance over the years, I was given this message. Whilst Cole tries hard, he often flails a lot, and he's pretty useless in all positions. We do, however, wish Jenny better luck with him later tonight. I'm not actually sure who it's from. So it simply says, meow, meow, meow. And this is bringing me to my closing. I'd just like to take a look back with Carl. Now that we're old enough, we can look back on our childhood quarrels and we can laugh about how stupid we were and how much better I used to be and still am. However, I'd like to take this opportunity to say that you've always been someone that I've looked up to. Not only as my brother, but as an awesome friend, most importantly, as a role model. Thank you for always being there for me, Carl. You were awesome. Looking back on what Carl and Jenny have achieved in the last few years would make anyone proud. You've excelled in all your endeavours, and to name just quite a few, Carl coming to the end of his PhD, Jenny coming to the end of becoming a fully qualified nurse, and together starting their own successful business. It's not quite multi-million yet, I'm still waiting for my portion, but I'm told that if I did well today, that I'll be receiving that. You two complement each other absolutely perfectly, and if I can invite you all to be upstanding one final time, and join me in the toast to the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Owen. Carl and Jenny. Thank you very much. And I have one announcement from the staff here. That's it. If we can just make our way out to the garden or more likely the bar,